Hi friends, in this video you'll get to know what causes your watermelon plants to wilt and how you can avoid or resolve it. Later, I'll also show you how to control leaf rolling in tomatoes. This is Dr. Obi's garden. Let's go! Watermelons are a summer favorite of many people. Growing watermelon can be fun until you begin to see your watermelon plant start to wilt right before your eyes. Before a solution can be proposed, you need to know why watermelon plants wilt. There are two main causes for watermelons wilting. 1. Drought or lack of water or water stress. When watermelons don't get adequate water, the leaves of the plants begin to wilt, especially in the heat of the day. This is normally more pronounced in older leaves. However, depending on the severity of the water stress, the whole plant may show signs of wilting. To know if inadequate moisture is the cause of your watermelons wilting, check the surface of the soil. If it's dry to the touch, up to your first knuckle, then your watermelons lack water. Just give them water and they'll bounce back within a few minutes to an hour. 2. The second reason why watermelons wilt has to do with the diseases. Diseases such as Fusarium, Verticillium, and Bacterial wilt cause watermelon plants to shrivel up. When watermelon plants are attacked by any of these diseases, the leaves wilt, especially in the heat of the day. The plant rebounds back in the evening, and by morning they'll appear as if nothing has happened. This cycle will continue until the disease spreads through the plant, eventually killing it. Fusarium and Verticillium wilt are caused by fungal pathogens, whereas bacterial wilt is caused by bacteria. All these diseases exhibit similar symptoms, so it may be difficult to tell them apart without additional tests. Fusarium and Verticillium wilt show unilateral wilting early on and dark brown staining of vascular tissues. You can see this by cutting a cross-section of the stem. For bacterial wilt, cutting about 2 to 3 inches of the stem and suspending it in water will reveal a milky white bacteria oozing out of the stem. Another way to know if your plant is suffering from any of these diseases is to check the surface of the soil. If it's moist or damp and the plant still shows signs of wilting, then they are most likely suffering from a disease. Treatments are often not effective, and an integrated management strategy including prevention, sanitation, and maintenance should be adopted. The first thing people do when they see their plant wilt is to water it. However, it's best to know if your soil is really dry before you water. Excessive watering of diseased plants causes the disease to spread and become more severe faster. In one experiment, I watered one set of Fusarium wilt-infected plants at the first sign of wilting, and the other watered only when the soil was a bit dry. Within a few days, the watered plants began to show severe symptoms, whereas the other set showed delayed progression of the disease. When your watermelon plant is infected by any of these diseases, water it only when the soil surface is dry. Although the plant will eventually die, this approach may help you to get a mature watermelon fruit depending on the growth stage of the plant at the time of infection. Other management strategies include pruning off and burning any branch that first becomes infected. If young plants are infected, you can save healthy plants by removing and destroying by burning any infected plants. Use resistant varieties or graft your favorite watermelon onto a resistant rootstock. If you're interested, I can put together a video on grafting watermelons. Let me know in the comments. To prevent infections, heat sterilize the soil or bed by, for example, solarization before growing watermelon. However, solarization is not very effective against bacterial wilt. Burn any infected plants or discard in sealed plastic bags after harvesting. Do not ever compost infected plant parts. Disinfect gardening tools and pots with 10% bleach or 70% alcohol before and after use. If you found this video useful, toggle that like button, comment, and share so more people will benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel. Now on to the tomatoes. You'll learn about why tomato leaves curl or roll up, when to be concerned if you see that in your garden, and what actions to take to mitigate it. Rolling of tomato leaves is a common occurrence in the garden and even on commercial farms that gets farmers worried. Before you know what actions to take, you first need to know why tomato leaves curl or roll. For the most part, rolling of tomato leaves is a physiological response to changes in the environment or attack by pathogens or pests. Environmental conditions such as high temperature, inadequate moisture in the soil, excessive watering, or too much nitrogen as well as lack of nutrients can all cause tomato leaves to roll up. Biotic factors such as attack by viruses or even bacteria can manifest as rolling or curling of tomato leaves. Finally, pests such as leaf miner and tuta can also cause tomato leaves roll. Now I'll show you how to distinguish between 6 different causes of leaf rolling and what steps to take for each potential cause. 1. Viral diseases. There are many viruses that can cause tomato leaves to curl. The common ones include tomato yellow leaf curl virus, cucumber mosaic virus, tomato spotted wilt virus, tobacco, and tomato mosaic viruses. I won't go into the specific details of these viruses, but will focus on how to spot curling or rolling caused by viral diseases. A common symptom of viral diseases is rolling or curling of the young leaves. The curling may be downward or slightly up, and often accompanied by leaf discoloration such as yellow patches and spots, or even brown spots. When you notice any of these signs, it means your tomato is infected. Unfortunately, there are no cure for viral diseases of tomatoes, so your options are limited. What to do when you see this kind of curling depends on the severity and stage of growth of the tomato. If only one or a few tomato plants are infected and there are several healthy ones, just pull up the infected plants and discard them to prevent further spread. In addition, since these viruses are transmitted by insects such as thrips, whiteflies, and aphids, you need to control them as well. Also, disinfect gardening tools before and after use. If all your tomato plants are infected and they have started bearing fruits, then just leave them since they can produce a few fruits that you can enjoy for your labor. However, if the symptoms are seen on many or all young tomato plants, it'll be better to rogue them and start a new set of plants. Now that you know your area is a hotspot for these viral diseases, take preventive steps to avoid future outbreaks by using tolerant varieties, controlling pest populations, and disinfecting your tools. Don't throw virus-infected plant materials into the compost. Instead, burn, bury them, or seal them in trash bags and throw them into trash to be incinerated. 2. Herbicide damage. Herbicide drift during application by you or your neighbor can cause leaves of tomato plants to roll. The nature of the roll caused by herbicides depends on the herbicide used and may often manifest as leaf cupping, rolling up, or rolling down in both young and mature leaves. The older leaves at the bottom may be spared. The rolling may look like attack by some viral disease, but may not have the leaf discoloration often associated with leaf curling caused by viruses. Nevertheless, bleaching may be observed near the petiole in some cases. Curling may be observed on only one side of the plant or throughout the entire plant. When you see this, you can prune off all leaves and shoots that have symptoms, and new shoots will develop shortly. If it's the entire plant, you can wait for new leaves to develop before pruning. 3. Bacterial wilt. Bacterial wilt of tomato is a soil-borne disease that causes the leaves to roll and the entire plant to wilt, even though they may look green. This is often easy to distinguish from the other causes of rolling since it's mostly observed throughout the plant and makes the plant look flaccid or dehydrated. When you see this early enough, you can drench the soil with 1% pyroxan, and it can help reduce bacteria population and improve plant survival. However, at the latter stages, it's best to remove the plant from the soil so that the bacteria are not released back into the soil. Discard the plant the same way as you would do for a virus-infected plant. 4. Leaf miner. Not all leaf miners cause leaf to roll in tomatoes. However, a specific leaf miner, known as the tomato leaf miner, with the scientific name Tuta absoluta, can cause tomato leaves to roll up. Tomato leaf miner is a serious pest of tomatoes since it attacks both the leaves and fruit. Leaf rolling caused by this leaf miner is characterized by brown leaves at the edges, and the rolling may be on one side, both sides, or middle of the leaf. In this case, the rolling is caused the insect wrapping the leaves around its body. Depending on the population, rolling may be observed on only one, just a few leaves, or many leaves. Depending on the severity, you can just remove infected plant parts and destroy them. You can use yellow stick traps to trap adults and assess the population. If the adult population is high, spray needs oil and Bt-based insecticides to control the pest. 5. Environmental factors. Abiotic or environmental factors already mentioned also cause tomato leaves to roll. In this case, the leaves roll up and is often observed in older leaves. When you see rolling of the bottom leaves, the action to take will depend on the cause and nature of the rolling. First thing you have to do when you see the bottom leaves rolling up is to check the soil surface and the top 1 inch of the soil. If it's dry, then your plants are likely getting dehydrated. Depending on the severity of the water stress or how long the plant has been kept in low moisture, some or all the young leaves may show signs of wilting, such as drooping, looking flaccid and soft to the touch. Give them water and they'll be fine. Deep watering is preferable to shallow watering. Also, a good mulch cover will be useful. If the surface is wet, not only moist, it's likely that the plants are getting too much water, so you need to reduce the frequency of watering. If the soil surface is moist, then it's likely that the plants are exposed to high temperatures. You don't have to do anything in this case. However, if the leaf rolling is accompanied by floral or fruit dropping or abortion, then it may be useful to erect a shade cloth. If the leaves look dark green and leathery, it's likely that there's too much nitrogen. This may also be accompanied by the dropping of flowers. Do not add any more nitrogen fertilizers. Additionally, you can prune some of the older leaves to force the plant to produce new shoots and roots to use up the nitrogen. If the rolled leaves have a purplish tint at the edges, it signifies nutrient deficiency. The rolling and purple coloration may also be observed in young leaves. Applying a complete fertilizer may help alleviate symptoms. If the rolled leaves have brown patches surrounded by yellow coloration, it's likely a fungal disease is manifesting. If only a few leaves have these symptoms, pruning them will suffice. However, if more leaves are affected, then it'll be better to apply fungicides in addition. 6. Excessive pruning. Whilst pruning tomatoes has advantages, excessive and improperly timed pruning can have a negative effect on the growth of the plant and cause the leaves to roll up. If you've excessively pruned your tomato, there's not much you can do. Just allow the plant to grow new shoots and take it easy on subsequent pruning sprees. You can check out our upcoming video on how to prune tomatoes effectively to help you grow better tomatoes. That's all for now. If you found this video informative, toggle the like button to show your approval. You can take this a step further by sharing the video with friends and family so more people can benefit from it. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any new videos from us. Your free subscription can also help us to grow. If you have any questions or new ways to deal with rolling leaves, don't hesitate to share in the comments. Check out our other videos or see you in our next.